You're listening to Puma Podcast.
Barilin na lang ninyo ako. Kung ako'y huhulihin ninyo, hindi ninyo ko mahuhuli ng buhay maliban kung ibigay ninyo ang garantiyang hinihiling ko sa inyo.
Pastor Quiboloy, lumabas ka na sa lingga mo. Tutal, nagpapa-interview ka naman sa mga vlogger. Magpa-interview ka na rin sa amin sa Senado. At wala kang karapatan. Siraan ang Senado at ang mandato nito. Kung totoong matapang ka, ulitin mo lahat ng mga sinabi mo tungkol sa Senado. Dito sa Senado. Make your words on record. Record your shameless audacity in history. Patunayan mo, ganyang pa ring kabastos ang mga salita mo pagkaharap mo na kaming mga senador. Hindi ka namin uurungan. Tuloy ang hearing ng Committee on Women kahit wala ka.
Hello, Teka Teka News listeners! Ako si Veronica Uy, Puma Podcast. Today, we talk about Apollo Quiboloy, the appointed son of God, his recent legal woes, and how he's dealing with one particular issue, the properties of his religious sect. Pero bago ang lahat, let me ask you to follow us on Spotify or your favorite podcast platform. Ganun din sa YouTube. Please like and subscribe to our Puma Podcast channel. And don't forget to click on the bell icon for new uploads. You can also drop us a message on Instagram, Facebook, X, and LinkedIn. Patong-patong ng mga kaso ni Quiboloy. Meron sa US, meron dito sa Pinas. Last week, 3 grupo ng otoridad ang pumunta sa Davao para iserve ang arrest order sa kanya. The National Bureau of Investigation, ang Office of Sergeant at Arms ng Senado, at 3 sangay ng Police, Regional, Davao City, at Criminal Investigation and Detection Group. Sila pa lang nakita na nila ang extent ng ari-arian ni Quiboloy sa Davao. Kaya ang tanong natin, why did Quiboloy designate Digong as property administrator of his religious sect? I asked Attorney Teddy Rigoroso, a lawyer of former Senators Laila de Lima, about the responsibilities associated with being one.
Corporation soul ang nature nitong religious sect na to. Like Catholic Church.
Ano ba yung corporation soul? Soul as in S-O-L-E.
Yung ganyan ng mga religion, corporation soul sila. Hindi sila yung usual na korporasyon mo na may mga stockholders, may ganito. Kaya yung Roman Catholic Church mo, ang representative and administrator ng lahat ng ari-arian ng Catholic Church ay ang Archbishop of Manila, na siya naman ang cardinal mo. Yung mga ari-arian ng religious orders mo, like Society of Jesus. Yung members nila ay hindi owner ng property na yan. It's owned by either the religious order, the cult, whatever you call it, o basta yon, yung mga may organizations about the hereafter.
So bakit si Digong ang ginawang property administrator ni Quiboloy?
So ang head of that sect ay si Quiboloy. So dahil treated siya na parang corporation soul, pwede niya siyang mag-authorize kung sino yung magte-take over habang meron siyang ganitong serious legal issues. Dalawa ibig sabihin nun. Una, malaki tiwala talaga at relasyon nila sa isa't isa. Pangalawa, alam mo, kung ayaw mong kahuyin yung mga pag-aari at lahat, gusto mong ma-prevent yung predatory aspect ng ibang mga tao, maski ng mga kasama mo dyan sa kongregasyon na yan, appoint mo si Digong para takot sila. So dahil si administrator mo na si Quiboloy, administrator ng lahat ng ari-arian ng church na yan, nagtatago. So inappoint niya si Digong. Pero pag tinignan mo sa practical side, kung iniisip mo na yung warehouse mo inanakawan pag wala ka, mag-appoint ka ng strongman para hindi nakawan yung warehouse mo. Kasi tingin ko may centripetal tendency itong nangyari kay Quiboloy na foreign US indictment. May tendency yan na mag-break. Pag tinignan mo yung other religion and religious group, they're not sympathetic dito sa unraveling ni Quiboloy. So ibig sabihin, malulusaw yan. So to prevent yung lusaw niyan from within and from without, you have to appoint an administrator that's strong enough. Kaya si Digong yun. Wala namang magmamatch sa ganong job description kundi si PRRD.
Anong interest ni PRRD sa mga property ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ?
That also somehow betrays the close relationship ni Digong at Quiboloy. Na alam naman natin lahat yun, di ba?
Siya ba ang real owner ng mga properties?
Pag tiningnan mo yung ibang study, ang hirap lang. Kasi nobody, dapat sina Ben ito sina Ruben Carranza.
Ruben Carranza is former commissioner at the Presidential Commission on Good Government. They tracked down the ill-gotten wealth of the Marcoses.
Hindi mo alam kung paano pumapasok yung buong MO ba, modus. Saan pumapasok ang pera, ano ang mga binibili. Kasi di ba, hindi imposibleng naging front rin ito ng pera. But somebody has to study the facts.
Somebody did. A Rappler investigation uncovered some properties of Quiboloy, Quiboloy's church, and Quiboloy's known associates. According to a Rappler report, the so-called owner of the universe and his friends own properties in the US and Canada worth hundreds of millions of pesos. There's a mansion in California with an estimated value of $2.573 million US dollars or 142.8 million pesos. Social yung area, kapitbahay ang mga Kardashians at si Justin Bieber. There's another mansion in Las Vegas estimated at $2.97 million or 165 million pesos. Meron ding mga ari-arian sa British Columbia at sa Ontario sa Canada. And of course, there are the sprawling properties in Davao City, the 8-hectare Prayer Mountain and the 21-hectare Glory Mountain, both in Tamayong. Quiboloy's group has land holdings in Samal Island and Indangan, Buhangin. They own the Jose Maria College, JMC, in Davao City. There's also the unfinished multi-billion peso mixed-use arena called Kingdom in Davao City. Malaki pa raw ito sa Philippine Arena sa Bulacan. Sabi rin ng Rappler, Quiboloy owns Apollo Air, a Davao-based airline. It maintains a fleet that includes helicopters and planes. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the implications of the unsealing by a U.S. court of Quiboloy's warrant of arrest. Wanted si Quiboloy sa US, sa Senate, sa House of Representatives, sa National Telecommunications Commission, sa Movie and Television Review and Classification Board, meron pa sa Davao at sa Pasig. But we'll only talk about the US cases. There, he's facing charges of conspiracy to engage in sex trafficking of children, sex trafficking by force, fraud and coercion, conspiracy, and bulk cash smuggling. Digong's appointment as property administrator for Kingdom of Jesus Christ on March 9 this year happened after two events. On March 1, California Judge Terry Hatter Jr. unsealed warrants for Quiboloy and others accused of trafficking Kingdom of Jesus Christ members to California and forcing them into soliciting and sending money to the Philippines. On March 5, the Senate sought the arrest of Quiboloy for failing to attend the Chamber's investigation into his alleged crimes. Sabi ka ni Senator Risa,
lalong lumilinaw kung ganong intertwined ang mga interes, maging ang mga economic interes ni Duterte at ni Pastor Quiboloy. May kasabihan pa nga, di ba? Tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are.
Ang tanong, ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng pag-unseal ng warrants ni Quiboloy? We asked Attorney Rigoroso of the Human Rights and People Empowerment Center regarding this.
Ang alam ko kasi sa US jurisdiction, privileged or confidential yung warrant, yung records niyan, until somebody moves for the unsealing. Ang ibig sabihin ng unsealing, it takes it away from yung privilege or confidential status niya and it's now open or it becomes open to the whole world. Ang matitrigger nun yung Interpol mo, magkakaroon ka ng red notice. So all member states ng Interpol now, lahat ng police forces niyan, advised nga na to locate you and help yung requesting country na madala ka dun sa kanila.
But there's just a handful of jurisdictions that are not members of the Interpol. One of them is North Korea.
Mabigat yun. Kasi maski China is a member. Alam mo, kung mga simpleng krimen lang ito sa US, edi hindi aabot ng ganun. Kaya lang ang allegation sa US, di ba, hanggang sex trafficking eh. Pag sex trafficking, yan, all states, walang papalag na krimen yan. So dahil na-unseal na siya, so open to the public yan, triggered ang Interpol mo, may red notice to all Interpol member countries, global fugitive ang tawag din.
Sarcasm alert.
Wow,
Magandang status yun pag global fugitive kasi di naman araw-araw may Pilipinong global fugitive eh. Hindi ko alam kung ilang Pilipino na ang na-red notice.
Wow, that's a good question to ask.
Diba? Kasi parang paano mo lang who's who in the Philippines na red notice, diba? Yung red tagging, marami. Wala na, ordinaryo na lang eh. Yung red notice ko, konti pa, medyo elite club pa yun eh.
So the effect of unsealing the warrant is Quiboloy becomes a global fugitive. Ano naman ang effect niyan sa atin?
Signatory tayo, dapat niyan, dahil treaty party tayo, pag nahanap mo rito, dalhin mo sa US. Yung red notice mo, you hold ka rito and then iti-trigger yung extradition. So dapat dalhin ka dun. Pwede ka nilang arrestuhin anywhere sa member state, you hold ka muna doon hanggang ma-extradite ka. So may extradition proceedings na mangyayari.
Dapat bang ang Pilipinas ang mag-arrest or
Kung nasa Pilipinas siya, Philippine law enforcement ang obligado to do that and to hold the person until ma-extradite. Better example, mahanap siya sa France. I-hold siya ng French authorities hanggang ma-extradite siya to US.
Noong 2016, sinabi ni Duterte na nireregaluhan siya ni Quiboloy ng mamahaling ari-arian, mga lote at luxury vehicles. Duterte said that Quiboloy would always buy 2 of anything he buys to give 1 to him. Sa April 25, mag-74 years old na si Quiboloy. Ano naman kaya ang ririgalo ni Duterte sa kanya? And that was today's episode of Teka Teka News. Again, I'm Veronica Uy. This episode was edited by Pidoy Blanco. Our Teka Teka News executive producer is Jill Caro. If you liked this episode, share it with a friend or two. And of course, don't forget to follow Teka Teka News and Puma Podcast on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube. Let us know, did you find this episode informative, interesting? What topics do you want us to cover? Comment on Spotify or any of our socials you want to know so you can make more stuff for you. Salamat sa pakikinig!